Okay, here we go, World of Warships, and I am driving my Tier 5 Japanese reward destroyer, the Kamikaze R, and let's see, this time I think I remember to turn my microphone on, so I don't have to do this again. But anyway, we're here on the big race map, and it's pretty good matchmaking for Kamikaze. The majority of both teams are tier 4, and there's a handful of tier 5s on each team, primarily the battleships, but there's a cruiser there as well. So I'm feeling actually pretty good about this, and and what I was trying to do here in this match was take my Kamikaze out for the experience bonus. So anyway, I don't go to Torpedo Alley in a Kamikaze simply because the gunnery isn't going to match up to what a Clemson can do, and that's a good way just to die fairly quickly. So I decide what I'm going to do is be fairly aggressive and push right up the middle here. And as you can see, I've got a good chunk of the enemy team lit up, a handful of 4 battleships, and a couple of cruisers. So there's fire going out at these guys. And at this point, I'm just trying to decide who I want to make my first attack run on. So I'm looking at the different targets on the map, and of course who's closest to me. But the thing I'm really interested in is who's moving on a course that's going to make it likely that I can get some torps dropped out. So first thing I did was look at this Phoenix over here to my right, and unfortunately, using the target track indicator, I'm not going to be able to get shots on him until he's coming around the other side of the island. And I don't even know that he is going to come around to the other side of the island. So instead, I turn my attention to that New York over there. And I'm thinking, all right, this might work out pretty good. Looks like he's going to come driving right around the edge of that island. And just as I do that, I notice, oh crap, that Kaiser, and he's going to be really, really close. I'm going to be spotted when he comes out from behind there. So let's get some torps out real quick. And then, you know what, that New York is way, way too close, so let's drop some torps on him. And now I'm just going to turn around and run as quickly as I can because I've got, I'm too close. 2, I'm in a destroyer. 3, I'm going to have a lot of guns facing in my direction if I'm not careful. So, big mistake on my part, because if I hadn't gotten that close, I hadn't let myself get so close, then it would have been a lot more likely that these torpedoes would have hit. And as it is, I just missed the New York, although I do manage to pick up a cheap hit on the Kaiser. So the Kaiser's over there. He's actually taking some flooding damage, which is always nice. But anyway, at this point, I'm trying to decide who and what I want to drop torps on, and where I want to be when I do it. So, again, looking at the mini map, trying to see who's moving in what direction, so I can get my torps best to bear. And at least as of right now, it looks like my best option might be that Phoenix, but he's moving away from me, actually. So I swing back around, and I'm looking at that New York again, because, again, he's only, a few clicks out in front of me. The thing is, it's a really, really bad angle at this point, and I'm going to have to get fairly close to be able to get my drops off without getting myself but then I had the problem, of course, whether or not I'm going to get detected. So I go ahead and shoot anyway, because I had nothing else to shoot at. Although I'm wondering, in hindsight, if that Wyoming right there might have been a better target. But anyway, that Wyoming, I believe, was going to eat some torps. Let's see, did he? See if we swing back. Nope, we're not going to swing back. Oh, there he is. Nope, he managed to dodge all those. So, good on him. But anyway, I'm looking at my torps going out on the New York, and it's a good drop. It's actually a very good drop, especially given the angle, but unfortunately, yeah, they just run out of steam. That's all. So I'm looking at something else I can send torps out on, and there's a Wyoming to my port side in front of me, and I should be able to get a torp drop out on him. Now, yeah, at this point, I'm looking at the scores, and I'm thinking, crap, this is not going to be that good of a game. We are down we are down 8 ships to 11 right now. Although, again, my drop on this Wyoming is actually looking pretty good. And I'm putting some fire out because, well, I'm so close, is one of the reasons. But the second reason is, I'm already detected. I want to get as much damage on this Wyoming as I can. I get a torpedo hit, so he's hit his repair ability, but he's flooding. And if I remember correctly, he's on fire as well. So I get around the island. Just wanna stay out of trouble. But we're losing a little worse now. We're losing 6 to 10. Although we're about to take this Wyoming down. Again, he's flooding and he's on fire. And nope, my gunnery does not take him down. He died from the flooding or the fire damage. Not sure which. But anyway, I am detected again, obviously, because I've been firing my guns. That's why you don't want to fire your guns in a destroyer. But in this case, it's working out because, well, the enemy's looking in different directions, and I needed more than a few seconds to get off. Just a few, excuse me, a few seconds to get off their radar. So, again, I'm trying to decide what I want to line shots up on, who I want to line shots up on. And this Kaiser is actually looking pretty good, but so is this Wyoming over here. So I wait to get around behind that wreck, and I put torps out on the Kaiser, and then I switch my fire to the Wyoming, and unfortunately the replay bug doesn't show you his target track indicator, but I see him turning, so I go ahead and put shots out in front of his predicted track. Now the Kaiser, as soon as he spotted me, he started turning away, although to be honest, he may have been turning away regardless, but either way, I really screwed that up by getting so close that I got detected. I just was not paying attention, not playing my best. Now the Wyoming does dodge one set of torps, but he eats 2 of them. And it looks like he's going to be taking a little bit of flooding damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now I've got bad drops on them both because, obviously, again, I am behind them and they are sailing away from me. And the only way I'm going to be able to get torps in on them is if, well, they happen to swing back this way. And we just lost another ship, so now we are losing 5 ships to 9. So, this team is not going well, although good on our Isokaze because he just pulled one back by killing the enemy Kongo. So, the Kaiser is actually swinging back towards me for some silly reason, and I don't know if he's thinking I've gone south in search of other targets, or if, maybe, I'm trying to shoot at the Wyoming. But anyway, regardless, I look at my shots, and again, I line, I take into account the fact that he's going to be turning back. So I go ahead and turn, put the torps out in front of him and turn away. And this time, I get right behind the island, just in time to avoid being spotted. And our New York pulls another ship back. So now we're only losing 5 to 7. So this is getting down to the doable, to the doable range. And I hit the Kaiser with one of my torps. And I flood him down. So that's good. We've pulled it back. We're almost even, 5 versus 6. So I'm feeling a little more confident. Now we're 5 versus 5 because we killed a destroyer. But the destroyer, well, he gets the flesh wound award because he takes down our New York. And now our Isokaze is working on this Clemson, or somebody's working on this Clemson. Yep, and the Firefly takes down the Isokaze. Somebody else finishes off. The Isokaze finishes off the Clemson. And we're down 3 ships to 4. So again, still doable, but now I've got a Phoenix and an Isokaze looking at me. And I put torps out at this Phoenix thinking, all right, maybe I can get a hit. And I turn away and I try to figure out which way to run from him. And unfortunately, he is just running he's running the wrong way. I picked the wrong way and he was just going too fast. So I take a hit, not a lot of damage, but I go ahead and pop smoke because I just need to not take too much damage here. So the Phoenix loses interest in shooting at me, and our Phoenix, I believe that's a Phoenix, our Phoenix is shooting back at him, but he's taking, well, both sides are taking a lot of hits. and he's putting good fire down on the Phoenix, and unfortunately the Phoenix is putting good fire down on me, and my smoke ran out just before I got to our Phoenix to be able to cover him. But I'm watching his course, and he is not driving into the smoke. Okay, so I come in chat real quick, and I say, "Dude, use my smoke. Okay, you will last longer. You won't be sighted." Yeah, definitely want to have this guy hidden in the smoke so he can do as much damage as possible to that enemy Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you know, what can you do? So anyway, he's putting fire out on that Phoenix, and I'm trying to figure out exactly who I want to drop torps on now, or who I want to make a torp run against. So I'm looking at the Phoenix. It's like, man, no. But that New York again, he's coming out, and oh crap, oh crap, there's the enemy Isukaze. So he opens up on me, gets a good hit in place. I go ahead and spam my torps in his direction because I'm facing that way anyway, and now I'm trying to bring my guns to bear, and I'm taking hits from multiple targets. And at this point, I just need to break contact because I've just lost half my health, or just over half my health, and I take another hit from the Phoenix, and I'm down to, well under half health, and there's more fire coming in. Fortunately, I'm able to dodge this, but I'm still detected. But now I get out of sight. And now I'm looking at this New York, and I'm thinking, that's the guy I need to open up on. And unfortunately, for me, I don't know what happened with that Phoenix, why he did not keep working on the enemy Phoenix. But he chose, I guess, maybe he was shooting at the Isukaze, I don't know. But anyway, I see the New York just slowing down over there. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. So I do end up getting within spotting range of him. And now I'm running like a madman because I do not need to take any hits from anybody. And the New York takes a shot, and he misses. But you know what? My torps are looking really, really good. I'm out of detection range, and unfortunately for me, I scrape paint with the Phoenix. So, looking at the New York there, and for whatever, okay, the Phoenix is, again, he's shooting at the New York because he can't shoot the enemy Phoenix. But I'm looking at the New York there. I got torps up again. I got to take this something out. And at this point, I'm thinking, all right, let's just drop him on this battleship. I don't know if he's trying to stop or back up. Maybe he went AFK because he's not shooting. I just don't know. So the Isukaze actually hits the Phoenix and the Wyoming back-to-back. Gets a nice double strike. Good on him, but yeah. Okay, so I'm watching my torps go in, and I don't realize I'm spotted. Then, oh crap, oh shit, yes, I am spotted. And this Isukaze, he takes one shot at me and misses. But what I'm thinking of doing is dropping on the Isukaze. So, but no, he's just, I'm not loaded, I'm not maneuvering properly, so I try to get shots out. Oh, bad gunnery. Come on, reload, 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 reload. Okay, so I get a couple of hits, but he's full health, or almost full health, and I'm trying to dodge this Phoenix as well. And my gunnery is just not very good, and I have to say, I have to give it up to this Isukaze driver. Absolutely great firing, good gunnery, good aim. He's hitting me, I'm not hitting him. I don't know if it's RNG working me over or, I'm just doing that bad at aiming. So you know what? I need to quasi-break contact. So I pop smoke, and I put out, random torps, pretty much, more or less on the course he's on. So I come back around, and I get another shot off, and just keep missing. So I fire blind, get a hit, which was just pure luck, and he ended up dodging and weaving into one of my torps, so I take him down. You know what? Lucky on my part. Really good play on the Isukaze's part. I had no, I should have done a lot better there than what I did. So the Phoenix pops up, and he's on 3,300 health. I'm on 2,100 health. And at this point, I need to put torps out semi-randomly to try to catch him run into them. We just went under the 5-minute mark, and don't really want to get within spotting range of this guy. And the reason is, again, I'm tier 5 destroyer, but I'm up against a tier 4 cruiser. Even though he's a tier lower than me, he can put out a lot more firepower than I can. I need to either figure out a way to ambush him, which what I think would involve cutting across his bow, or I need to decide, is it worth the risk to put gunnery, into play. So I shoot, and unfortunately he decides to turn away just as I drop torps. So I'm watching what he's doing, and sure enough, he's cutting back around behind that island. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, if he's going to cut behind that island, if I can get a little closer, I can get a gun salvo off and then be back in stealth before he comes out back around from behind the island. So I line my shots up, and I put 4 out, and again, just not very well aimed. I get 1 hit. Yeah, my gunnery was just not working for me. So anyway, now at this point, I'm thinking, all right, where is he? I'm expecting to come around that edge of the island right there, and my torps are up. Maybe I should have gone ahead and put torps out blind, just to try to catch him as he came around from behind the island. And if I got really lucky, well, you never know. He might have run into something, or he might have run himself aground. So I put multiple set of torps out, and again, I'm trying to predict his course as best as I can. But he's doing a good job of dodging and weaving, and actually a lot of the battleships in this match, if I hadn't said so already, they're doing a good job of dodging and weaving. But again, it was on me not getting enough. Not leaving enough space between me and them. So here comes a torpedo, and sure enough, he sees it, and I guess he drops his speed, and he dodges it. Almost got him. And anyway, the Wyoming's in sight. I can't let these guys link up. If they do, then it's going to be really tough for me to pull them down. And at this point, I'm trying to decide, okay, who do I shoot, and how do I shoot them? All right, torps are up. You know what? I decide the Phoenix is the more dangerous target. If I can stay stealth and stay away from the Wyoming, then I can make a couple of torp drops on the Wyoming after this torp run is out. And if I don't hit the Phoenix, I'm gonna have to open up with the guns. And then, silly me, I'm not paying attention. Again, I'm not paying attention to my distance. I am. Oh crap. Yeah, I'm spotted because I got too close to the Wyoming, but I fire. Finally, I get a couple of hits, and he's not paying attention. He gets hit by a couple of torpedoes, so he's down. Now, the Wyoming is only 5.5 clicks away from me, and this is where I made my other big mistake. The Wyoming was actually starting to turn towards me. I should have, instead of popping smoke and turning away from him, I should have turned towards him. I would have had torpedoes up. I would have been at point-blank range on him. And I may or may not have been taken down by his secondaries. I don't know, but I would certainly have been close enough to easily put torps into him without having to try to snipe with them. And I probably could have taken down the match with it. As it is, he's doing exactly the right thing. He is turning away from me. He did a 180. He's getting out of dodge. He's turning away. It's going to be easy for him to dodge these torps, even if they do catch up with him. And yeah, my teammates in chat, they're absolutely right. Got to shoot him. So yeah. So I put some shots out. You know what? And again, yeah. And that's going to be pretty much it. So rather than you sitting there watching me, face palm while I lose, yeah, there it goes. That was the mistake right there. That was the big one. I could have, if I hadn't gone with my normal destroyer reflexes, which is pop smoke and turn away, I could have won that match just by rushing the Wyoming. If, as it was, if I hadn't been so interested in seeing what my torpedoes were doing, maybe would have been paying a little more attention. I could have set up a stealth drop on the Wyoming, and he wouldn't have been able to react. You never know. But anyway, here's the post-game stats. You know what? Not too shabby. Almost 300,000 credits, 1,900 experience, 166,000 damage done. I got a liquidator. Let's see, devastating strike, Confederate, a high caliber, and the Kraken for the 5 kills. But yeah, all of that's just not quite good enough, knowing I could have picked up that solo warrior badge as well. So, but yeah, 5 kills, 1,300 base experience, which really surprised me because that was better than the best player on the enemy team, the winning team, did. But again, they got the win. I didn't. The detailed report, almost 9,000 damage from my gunnery, but like I said, my gunnery was just way off that match for some reason. And I blame myself for it. No arguments there. 110, but the torpedoes were the big story. 110,000 damage from torpedoes, almost another 50,000. Well, just shy of 50,000 from flooding, a few thousand from fires. So overall, pretty good match. And again, you handed up to that Wyoming there. I hit him early on, but I gave him chances to dodge my torpedo salvos, and he took advantage of it. Can't fault him for that. He played exactly the way he's supposed to. So, good on him, good game. So, but looking at the final scores here, 281,000 credits received with some modifiers. So 280,000 credit profit, 1,300 experience, and add that with, again, some modifiers, 1,900 experience takeaway. And with the ship boosts and everything, I get the 2,600 for my commander. So no complaints. But yeah, if any complaints have to be made, they would be made on me because of the way the bad guys, I was letting the bad guys play a lot better than me. I should have been letting myself get spotted. Maybe I should have opened up with the gunnery on that cruiser earlier, but that would have been a much riskier proposition. Maybe I shouldn't have taken as many dodgy torpedo shots at that cruiser towards the end. But definitely I had a chance to win it against that battleship, and had I gone right instead of left, that was definitely the difference. I could have rushed that battleship and maybe got him. So with that, hope you enjoyed the replay. Hope you enjoyed the narrative, the AAR. Hope I remember to turn the mic on again. And with that, I guess I will talk to you later. Bye.